Oh, wait, I gotta stand up for this shit.
Oh, look at that.
Teddy Roosevelt shirts are in. Just got my samples today. Great week, considering that we don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is even going to play this week, Will. Good God.
Concussion stopped Teddy Roosevelt, the president. I don't think a bullet stopped him.
No.
Yeah, so Teddy's got to play this week. It sounds like he's going to.
Teddy got to play. My timing of shirts is always horrible, especially with Broncos quarterbacks. But anyway, today is the Pick'em episode. We're going to get right into the game picks for this week because we did an interview with Dave Damashek to talk about Broncos Steelers. I'll be posting that later, and we always like to just sit back and talk with Dave because he's got a lot of great things to say. So we're breaking up the episodes this week. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up over at DraftKings, and they will take care of you. Also, benchwarmerbrew.com. Okay, the Pick'em. This, everybody in the Pick'em group, they joined through Patreon. And Will and I think we were in 4th place last week. Now, we're down to 10th place.
This is tough.
A 10th place tie, which is really 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We'll call that 5th, 6th. It's really spot 7. But since there are multiple ties in each of the rounds, we drop down to 10. Looks like P. Whoop is number 1. Billy Bob Joe. I think you were in 1st place last week, too.
Yeah, I think so. You're the 1st and 2nd.
Fred Barber, Leon Slavkin, Marco Palomo, Alex Lopez, Joey Clark, Aiden Gorell, Steve Tarr, Steve climbing back, and Trevor Price. Look at Steve and Trevor right next to each other. Awesome.
Aiden, Steve, Trevor, all friends of ours. Right at 7. Lucky number 7. And then we're a spot ahead of Christian Thigpen.
Oh, shit, yeah. So a lot of the guys we see in the Patreon Zooms, looks like you're picking
CJ there at the bottom. Sorry, CJ.
Yeah, Christian, you're picking just like Will and I. So nice. Here's what's tricky. All right, we pick these every week, but we're picking them on Wednesday. That means we don't get the most recent injury report before we make some of our decisions. Sometimes that's key. Like the Broncos this week, you're not going to know about Teddy until Friday or Saturday. The Jets game last week, the Titans didn't, announce that Julio and AJ were out until I think Friday or Saturday. So we're at a disadvantage. We just got to go with our guts, all of our guts on some of these, Will. But we are in week 5. We do have a Thursday night game. It is Rams Seahawks. This one I think is a tough pick with Seattle being at home on Thursday Night Football. Rams overwhelming favorites in terms of 74% of the people are picking the Rams, and they're favored by 2.5 right now.
Yeah, I'm usually someone who takes the home team on a short week on Thursday Night Football. This is tough, though, because I don't really – no, I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll with the Seahawks.
I expect them to climb back to 3-2. I think this will be a temporary little lull in the season for the Rams that they'll climb out of.
Yeah, I don't even think that the Seahawks are necessarily a better team. I think they're a good team. I think division games on short weeks, they're just unpredictable. And
yeah,
I'll go with your gut there. What'd I say? We're going to go with the guts today. All right.
Our guts have shit for brains.
Wow. Jets versus Falcons. Jets coming off an overtime win. Falcons coming off an overtime loss. 81% of the people believe the Jets are fake. That the Falcons... That seems stupid to me. That many people certain the Falcons are going to win this game.
I think you just have a soft spot for the Jets now.
Yeah, they won me $80.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think they're two bad teams. This feels like it should be like a 50-50 sort of.
Yeah. I mean, there's a rule that you should never bet when two bad teams are playing each other because you can't trust either of them. Really,
Yeah.
there's nothing to fall back on. Nothing to fall back on me here for either team. So I think I'll take the Falcons at home. How do you feel?
I think Cordarrelle Patterson is unstoppable,
Yes.
unguardable, uncontainable. He is the Tyreek Hill of the NFC. I'll go with the
Isn't
Falcons
it
too.
isn't it funny that they drafted Kyle Pitts 4th overall and Cordero Patterson has like 8 touchdowns?
Just resurrecting his career. Hats off to you, Atlanta. I did not see that coming. And this isn't the first game that like he's shown that he's a good football player still. I think it was like week 2 he had a pretty big game or like a big touchdown. So love it. Kyle Pitts, tight ends, that's a tough position to sort of develop into to be a legit consistent threat. So I'm not surprised that like his production's not off the charts right away. You want that with your 4th overall pick, but give him some time.
Okay, we're going to give him some time. We're going to sit back and wait. Meanwhile, we have the Packers and the Bengals in a matchup of 3-1 teams. No one trusts the Bengals here. Do you?
No. Sorry,
No.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
I keep putting Cincinnati at my 11 spot on the power rankings.
Which does not exist.
Because I'm watching them. I am watching the Bengals. I think there's some things happening there where they can develop into a good team finally, outside of, just talking about like Joe Burrow. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers, who, as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, even without Stephon Gilmore, the Packers, I think, win this game.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the corner depth for the Packers, but
yeah, the Jair Alexander injury could be big for them.
Well, thankfully they got Rasul Douglas off the Cardinals practice squad, so
Rasul Douglas.
Sounds like a Batman villain.
Yeah. It does. Lions, 8% of the people picking Detroit to go into Minnesota and win. I agree. Minnesota gave Cleveland a run for their money.
Did Cleveland really just play down to the Vikings?
No, I think the Vikings I think Cleveland's defense showed something against the Vikings offense. I think the Vikings offense can always be a bit lethal. I liked what I saw from the Vikings defensive front against the Browns in the red zone specifically. They really clamped down. They made it hard for the Browns to score, and the Browns got a little lucky. They got a kind of a dicey pass interference call the second time Stefanski goes for it on 4th down, and that saves them. Otherwise, the Browns might walk away with 0 points and 2 red zone opportunities. So I don't think the Browns played down to Minnesota. I just think Minnesota is one of those weird kind of good losing teams, right? Not good, but competitive losing teams. That's the better word.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We can't pick the Lions until they show us something. Like, you're not going to keep doubling down on a team that refuses to win. And they looked really bad last week.
Yeah, the first couple weeks, like, they're close.
Yeah, and we'll pick them when they actually show us that, they know how to win a game.
Yeah. We're rooting for you, Dan Campbell.
We're the biggest fans, Dan.
Broncos, slight pick favorites, 51%.
Kind of surprised.
Going to Pittsburgh. Man, I don't know how I feel about this game.
I mean, for me, it's pretty simple. Like, if it's Teddy, then I think we win. If it's Drew, I'm going to pick the Steelers. But because I think it's Teddy, I'm picking the Broncos.
Cool. Yeah, I think the Broncos, if Teddy didn't get hurt last week, I actually think that game would have been close. I really do. I think there would have been drives in the second half where you got some points. Even if it's a couple field goals early in the third quarter, the game's different. It's a different story. So, all right, we'll roll with the Broncos there. We've got the Dolphins. We've got the Bucks. Showdown of nothing.
Showdown of Florida.
Okay, let me pose this question to you. Patriots put up a good game plan for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yeah.
defensively. Tom Brady was a little off. You could say it's emotion. You could say it's the rain. You could say he didn't have Gronk. Not sure he'll have Gronk this week. Fractured ribs, punctured lung, same like injury Drew Brees had last year, but not as bad because Drew Brees was a walking, basically just an autopsy. He was already dead last season. Tampa Bay's hurting on defense too. They're down a bunch of corners. Carlton Davis not playing this week. I don't
right now.
Got Sherman. Should have waited for Stephon Gilmore, maybe. Brian Flores of Patriot pedigree. You think he knows how to game plan for Tom Brady? Do you think this? And the Dolphins are not good. And Jacoby Brissett, hasn't been good for the Dolphins either. Do you think this game's maybe closer than people want to give it credit for?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I think Brian Flores probably knows a little bit about game planning for Brady. I don't know if he knows about game planning for Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans, though.
Okay, we'll go with the Bucs. Your mic's a little weird.
Is it?
Some noise. Is it the cord or is the sound actually your computer, maybe?
Oh, you know what?
I noticed that while we were talking to Dave, but I didn't want to stop it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Did we really do that whole interview with my mic unplugged?
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
You wasn't even plugged in?
I thought I unplugged it after the interview.
Oh, I'm leaving all of this in this podcast, too. Sorry, Dave. Like, I could have paused the podcast with Dave, but
yes, you should have done that.
But like, Dave holds the conversation.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of dominating outside of you. So like, you weren't talking that often. And at first it sounded just a little echoey. So I thought it was like the room or something. And then it was like, it was too late for me to try to fix it.
I don't know. Sometimes because like I unplugged this and plugged it in because I'm using my bed basically as a desk right now for podcasts. And sometimes you pick up the mic and talk into it and you're like, oh, it's not plugged in.
Yeah, it's so much better, right? Like now I can hear the difference, but at first
I feel like such an idiot for like not the like not plugging it in part, but the holding it up and talking into it as if it works.
That's really funny.
It's just been a prop microphone this whole time.
You're holding up a microphone that wasn't even fucking plugged in for an hour podcast we did with.
Oh, God damn it.
Big guest. Big time guest. Look at us.
That's okay.
Just when you think you've got life figured out, you forget to plug in.
You can make fun of me all you want. You're all right.
That's hilarious. You know, it's not hilarious. Winning money with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And they have a Week 5 offer every football fan should jump on. You should climb to your tallest ladder, Buffalo Bills style, jump on this offer. New customers can bet just $1 on any NFL game with $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. The last 0-0 tie in the NFL was 1943. So I'd say this is a no-brainer. DraftKings customers can also get skin in the game with new same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets for the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings safe, it's secure, it's reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your funds whenever you want. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code DNVR. Bet just $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. Code DNVR with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Got to be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Microphone problems? Call your fucking tech guy. Hopefully you have a tech guy.
The tech guy is me, and I fixed the problem.
Cool.
This is a pretty quick fix.
God, it sounds so much better. This. You live and you learn, though, you know?
How about we go back and I dub my own voice
Perfect.
into the podcast, into the mic this time?
Yeah, ADR that shit, like a Hollywood film.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. So one of the games that hurt us last week is we picked the Saints to win. And they
That
lost.
was a mistake. That was genuinely
Big mistake.
quite the mistake.
Now this is an interesting game. Saints 2-2, Washington football team 2-2. Washington coming off a miraculous win. Also, Washington's defense was supposed to be good. They're not. The Saints defense has been good, but they were not good last week. Jameis up and down. I like Taylor Heineke, but I'm not sure Ron Rivera is going to pull the reins off, loosen the reins. I don't know. Like, I think you got to let Taylor be Taylor, and he wants him to be, I don't know. He wants to mitigate mistakes that Heineke can make.
No, you're the Washington football team. You're 2-2. You live with the mistakes.
Yeah, because maybe one of his most risky passes last week resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, and the swing pass that he threw across the field to J.D. McKissick elicited one of the greatest like Chris Berman whoops of all time. If you haven't heard it, like, please go back and listen to it.
Oh man,
it's incredible.
I kind of want to ride with Washington here.
Okay, I'm with you. I don't have any strong feelings because I don't have the Saints figured out. I don't have Washington figured out either.
No.
I think I think they are what their record says they are, which is like hovering around 500 teams.
Yeah. I agree. I think like Washington, they can get wins against Eagles and Giants, teams within their division. So by the end of the year, it looks a little more respectable than it really is.
Yeah. They'll steal one against the Cowboys, maybe.
Ooh, that would be crazy. All right. Speaking of Eagles, they're going against Carolina Panthers, who just got worked by the Cowboys, basically one quarter. The game was close. There were some bad calls in that game. Everyone wants to focus on the fumbles, but Cowboys got flagged for hitting too hard as well. So, bad calls happen. Carolina adds Stephon Gilmore. I doubt he plays this week. I think he needs another week before he's even healthy.
Yes.
But Christian McCaffrey, limited in practice today. This would be a game I would really like to know if Christian McCaffrey's playing. I feel confident picking the Panthers regardless because I think the Eagles are a bad football team, and I'm not even blaming Jalen Ramsey for that. Jalen Hurts for that.
I'm not blaming Jalen Ramsey.
I'm not going to blame the Eagles for Jalen Ramsey's problems.
I do blame Jalen Rose, however.
Yes.
He is responsible.
Hurts. I think Hurts is a decent QB in a rough spot.
I'm not out on Jalen Hurts.
And we saw the Eagles can score some points. It was against the Chiefs. That was a game that was a little bit closer in the first half before, the Chiefs pulled away. No punts, like you mentioned. I just don't see the Eagles being able to score points against a good defense. I feel like that was more a reflection of the Chiefs having a shitty defense than anything.
I'm kind of with you. Yeah, I mean, I think this one's kind of close, but in a close situation, I'm just going to take the home team.
Yeah, I'm going to take another rushing touchdown for Sam Darnold too.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 more.
Oh, man. Wouldn't it be cool if he finished the league leader in rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, I don't know Cam Newton's record for single season touchdown runs by a quarterback. I don't know what that is, but I want him to break it.
Oh, that seems like a stat I got to look up. Cam Newton stats.
I'm going to guess it's like 15.
Let's see here. Pro Football Reference. Passing. Give me those advanced. Give me rushing, damn it. All right, rushing. He had 14 rushing touchdowns in 2011. That was the most. He had 12 last year with New England.
Damn.
So 14 is the number for Sam Darnold to get to.
I don't think
5. Could happen. All right. Oh, man, look at this game. Titans at Jaguars.
Ooh.
93% of the people believe Urban Meyer too distracted this week to outcoach the Titans.
Yeah. I'm with 93% of the public here.
Yeah, I mean, let's see here. Tennessee Titans, A.J. Brown, injury updates. What do we got? Brown was limited, so at least he's back out there on the – oh, my God. The Titans injury report is insane. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 players technically listed on the Titans injury report.
Jesus.
Now, Caleb Farley, full participation. That's interesting. Then there's a bunch of guys who are limited, like A.J. Brown. So I'm guessing A.J. Brown will play. Julio Jones still not practicing. Brett Kern, punter, not practicing. Groin injury. The Jags only have 4 guys on their injury report. Ooh. And I think like this is an injury report. There's a lot of guys on it. I think a lot of these guys will play, but
yes,
I kind of want to pick the Jags in an upset.
I'll go crazy. Maybe they rally around their coach. This is some kind of inflection point for the Jags where, they build on what you saw in Cincinnati or they totally fall apart. And I think it's more likely that they fall apart, but it's fun to bet them. Yeah,
to me, it feels like this is a game the Jags win in spite of Urban Meyer.
Okay.
Like, hey, we're a bunch of men playing on this team. He's not everything. Let's go out there and just win. But, all right. Pats at Texans. I feel like this is an easy win for the Patriots. Right after I talked Davis Mills up, he has a really bad game against Buffalo. A couple interceptions that weren't necessarily his fault. Some tipped balls. It was a little rainy out there. Bad fumble, but Davis Mills seems like a quarterback who is, even if he played well last week, I feel like going against Patriots defense, going to be a bad day for him. Just my gut.
I'm with you there. I'm not betting on this Texans team for a long time.
They finally are who we thought they were. All right. Bears, Raiders. Now, Bears announce finally Justin Fields will start for the rest of the season. At least Matt Nagy said that. Raiders coming off a rough Monday Night Football loss where I cursed them by putting them number 1 in my power ranking. So you're welcome, Chargers fans. But the Raiders got exposed a little bit, I felt like, on Monday Night Football finally. Like some of their weaknesses and flaws started to show.
Right.
Their inability to rush the ball effectively. The Chargers, not a good rushing team, going against the Raiders, who were not particularly a good run defense, and the Chargers were able to run the ball effectively against the Raiders. The Bears, I would really like this pick. I would really double down on the Bears here if David Montgomery didn't get hurt last week, because I felt like they were starting to play well. They were running the ball. They were staying committed to the run. Overall, I think the Raiders are a better team. I think Derek Carr has kind of a really solid performance against the Bears. Khalil Mack revenge game also. Just have to say it.
I'm going to pull out the veto here. I'm taking the Bears.
Oh, you're vetoing for the Bears. What
Vito
a
Corleone
move.
I liked what they did. Last week. Seems like Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney have a real connection.
Oh, Mooney is really good.
Mooney's awesome. Yeah, he's really something out there. I tell you what, man. And I don't think the Raiders are going to snap it directly to the Bears like the Lions did last week. But if people if you and I were talking about, okay, when are the Raiders going to, flip a switch and, fall apart, it would stand to reason that they lose a couple in a row.
Okay. I kind of want the Raiders to win because I feel like then their chances of losing to the Broncos following this matchup are better, but that's just like superstitious bullshit.
Yeah, it's
okay. We'll take the Bears. Ooh, look at this game. I think this is a great game.
terrific
Browns
game
versus Chargers. Two teams potentially great. A lot of people very high on the Chargers. Good reason to be. Justin Herbert continues to play very well. Austin Eckler finally got going in the Chargers offense. It was cool to see Donald Parham, XFL legend, catch a touchdown on Monday Night Football. And if it weren't for the magnificent Hunter Renfrow blowing up a great fake punt call, and I looked back at that fake punt because I was going to say that the reason Renfrow was able to blast the receiver is because the ball hung in the air way too long. It was actually a solid pass by the punter. Maybe, quarterback gets it to the receiver quickly, doesn't give Renfrow the chance to make the tackle there.
Did they say it was a call, like an actual call, or did the punter just see no one out there at gunner? And I thought that was like a check. Like if there's no one out there at gunner, you have the permission to throw a pass.
Oh, I don't know, but
that's what I assumed at least. But either way, just one of the greatest plays I've seen by a tiny white wide receiver since Wes Welker's 99-yard touchdown.
Just blasts the ball catcher. Perfect tackle. Smart heads up play.
Scrappy.
Yeah. I like Hunter Renfrow. He just plays for the team I
plays
don't
for the
love.
wrong team. Yeah.
But the Chargers, they were up 21-0. Then they were up 21-14. It looked like things might go bad, but then they scored a touchdown, and the pressure for Derek Carr is too much. The funny image of him just buckling well before the defenders are actually close to tackling him. Very classic Derek Carr. Joey Bosa called him out afterwards. Joey Bosa also calls out the referees, which I liked. This game, though, oh, man, I don't know who to pick here.
This is the best defense that Herbert and the Chargers have played this year by far. And so I think that's it for me.
Go with the Browns and the defense?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But yeah. And to credit the Chargers defense, I don't think it'll be easy for Baker Mayfield, but I do think I think the Browns can run the ball against anyone, and I think the Chargers might be a victim of ball control, and the no home field advantage for the Chargers, a good way to,
Yeah, are there a ton of Browns fans in LA? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how well.
We'll find out. It'll probably be it's not going to be 75-25 like the Raiders, but it might be 50-50.
Just a quiet game. All right, Giants Cowboys.
Silent.
What do we got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm shocked that this isn't the Sunday night game, but I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
Shit. Cowboys look good on all levels. Giants, they're gonna keep games close.
Yes.
I just don't know if they keep this game close. All right. Niners, Cardinals. Cardinals 4-0, number 1 in my power rankings. I don't see a lot of flaws on Arizona's team.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do either. I think Trey Lance is playing. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody knows yet.
No, the Jimmy Garoppolo's calf injury came back not being as serious as they thought.
Okay.
So, let's see. Jimmy Garoppolo injury. Let's see if there's anything about him starting. Jimmy,
I don't know if it really
could open door,
but I definitely am not picking them if Trey Lance is playing. I don't think he looked very good last week.
I'm going to take the Cardinals regardless of who starts. I think there's a small chance Jimmy plays. I think the Niners would be smart to just get a longer look at Trey Lance as he prepares for a game. Use Jimmy G's injury as an excuse. If it doesn't go well this week, then you put, Garoppolo back in after this. It's funny because it's kind of what the Bears could have done with Fields. But if the Bears did that, everybody would shit on them. If the 49ers do it, it's just part of Kyle Shanahan's smart game plan.
It's the master plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Bills and Chiefs. This is the Sunday Night Football game. This is the second closest game of the week in terms of the public.
Percentage?
52% picking the Chiefs, 48% picking the Bills. It might be 49 after I take the Bills here.
Fuck yeah. You think I'm picking against the Billies?
Hell no.
Hell no. Josh Allen and the Bills are rolling. Why? Because they can run the football now, and their defense has been playing damn good. They're a complete football team right now, and their competition has not been great. Chiefs do have a weakness. We all know what it is. You can score points against them.
Yeah, it's a bad weakness to have.
And you can do it in different ways. You can run against the Chiefs. You can throw against the Chiefs. What I want to see is if the Bills defense can slow down the Chiefs offense. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't expect them to hold them to 2 touchdowns or something. I expect Kansas City to score like 21, 28 even. But I just want to see if the Bills defense can slow this team down enough to give them a win here.
The Bills defense, I don't know exactly how many points they've allowed this season.
It's like 11.
Yeah, because one of them was like a fake or a blocked punt that got returned for a touchdown, and they've already shut out 2 of their opponents.
Yeah. So go Bills.
Good.
All right. Monday Night Football. Colts, Ravens. A game that if Phillip Rivers was still in the NFL, we might think, decent matchup. Colts.
Yeah. Carson Wentz wasn't bad last week. They got Jonathan Taylor going a little bit. Do you think, I don't know, the Ravens are so full of themselves. The Ravens are like almost public enemy number 1 at this point for me.
Yeah, interesting.
I won't bet against them though.
Yeah, what we saw the Ravens do that kind of surprised me was get after the quarterback. They can pressure, and I think that's going to be a problem for the Colts. We know there's injuries to their line. I think the Ravens win. And you already used your veto.
Can't use it again.
No. I'm gonna pick the Ravens. I'm
picking them too. I'm not a fool.
No, and
I'm not gonna let my personal bias.
I think this will be a close game, maybe.
It might be closer than people think. I think the Colts could cover.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know what the spread is, but I think they could cover.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somewhere here.
All right, there we go. We did our picks. I'm gonna get this up on YouTube. You can listen to the podcast versions if you like. And then make sure you come back for our Broncos Steelers talk with Dave Damashek.
Please do.
Should be up Thursday morning, I think. I'll post that. And Will's crappy.
Don't expect my mic to be plugged in, however.
Don't expect Will's mic to sound good. Oh, man.
Yeah, I blame you and Dave for not alerting me.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yep. Good night.
And John Elway plays entire career without an ACL.
Same way Will does podcasts without his mic plugged in.